Don't know if you saw it, but Bitcoin really made a move through $106,000. Very nice chart, but I wanted to start the video, and there's going to be timestamps for all of you replay viewers, so skip around. But I do want to start by just zooming out real quick at the story that's playing out in the short term on the 6 hour, some general resistance, some high resistance. So all good. It's all-time high. I'm doing a live stream because of this. I want to enjoy the move. But we're at resistance right now. So I just want to point that out. ADA on the daily chart zoomed in, also at its own resistance. Dog, the #1 meme coin on Bitcoin. Wow, you zoom out on that. That is some chart. That is some setup for an altcoin season that I think is just getting started. So hit the subscribe, hit the like on the way in, and let's just jump into video. If you're in the live stream, I appreciate you cruising through. Please be sure to just smash that like button on the way in, and let's just get this going. I apologize in advance if the resistance gets even stronger at this moment. Every time I go live, we know what happens. Price, it just stops. It just stops. And if it's going to resume, it probably won't keep pumping until I'm done going live. But we're gonna have some fun with this live stream, talk about what's going on. So I want to rewind for a moment. I just posted this earlier. Bitcoin approaching 105,000. It broke 106 already at the beginning of an altcoin season. And governments are just now trying to figure out how to catch up. This is it right now. This is it. We're entering a hyper cycle. So I don't know if you saw the headlines, massive headlines, coming in right now. Bitcoin hits new all-time high of 105,000, gaining 20% last month. It comes amid expected Fed rate cuts next week. Rumors that Trump may use Bitcoin as a U.S. reserve asset from day one. Let's check this out. This is everybody. We're going to talk about this. We can't comprehend how bullish this could get. I'm just saying. Not from a sentiment perspective, but from a supply shock perspective. Check this out.
Gold, and you're going to build a Bitcoin position with that. And it's 1 million Bitcoin is the target. I also know.
I like that target.
Trump is looking at a day one executive order.
Sorry. Day one executive order for a Bitcoin reserve for the United States?
Yeah, but so I know that there's people looking at the Dollar Stabilization Act. It gives the president wide discrepancy to protect the dollar, and there's potential to use a day one executive order to purchase Bitcoin. It wouldn't be at the size and scale of 1 million coins, but it would be a significant position, and it'd be a message that the United States, listen, here's what I think isn't talked about enough about
He didn't really finish his thought. And maybe it's not going to be 1 million, but there's obviously, one thing that is in play is the Bitcoin Act, right? We have in this article, Cynthia Loomis introduced a bill to Congress. I believe the plan is 200,000 Bitcoin per year. Can you just think about this for a minute? If you only have like 21 million Bitcoin, and then you have just one singular government purchasing 200,000 Bitcoin a year, do you realize how much Bitcoin that is alone? But before we even just kind of talk about that, this is what's going on. Besides US, Japanese lawmaker makes push for strategic Bitcoin reserve. This was posted by CZ earlier, or actually this was yesterday. And he's laughing because I think he has this basically this thread going. You can see he posted this 5 days ago. Russian lawmaker proposes strategic Bitcoin reserve to counter geopolitical challenges. Do you see there's like a governmental race for stacking Bitcoin right now? It's next level. That's why, in the title of the video, I forget exactly what I said, but it's a Bitcoin supply shock, and it is going to hit hard, everybody. So Trump confirms Bitcoin reserve plans, $15 trillion price boom predicted. Yes, I think so. Trump said in response to a question about whether the U.S. will create a Bitcoin strategic reserve similar to its oil reserve. And then we just saw over here this clip of potentially an executive order on day one of making this happen. I don't know the legalities around that. I don't know if that's definitely going to happen or not, but In July, then Republican candidate Donald Trump promised to create a strategic national Bitcoin reserve and predicted Bitcoin could eclipse gold's $16 trillion market capitalization during an appearance at the Bitcoin 2024 conference. And it goes on to talk about Cynthia Loomis and her Bitcoin Act, which, okay, so the Bitcoin Act proposing the U.S. buy 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years. So it is 200,000 Bitcoin a year. So everybody, and the more that you just kind of read about not even just Donald Trump, Eric Trump has been doing a lot of talking lately in terms of like his Bitcoin price prediction and also just crypto in general. I just saw a clip of him talking about, I think, crypto capital gains and I think he was just talking about tax-free crypto. I don't know if you noticed, the Trumps are just incredibly bullish on crypto. And this is bullish for crypto. So I really want to dive into the charts in this video and kind of just go over Bitcoin. I'll go over Cardano. I want to go over Dog, and we'll just look at some altcoins. It's a live stream, so I'll just be glancing over at the chat, see what y'all are watching. And yeah, I agree. I agree with this comment. Trump will make it happen, part of his legacy. I just think he's playing a whole new game this cycle. And Trump is the type of guy, he wants to win. Crypto is at the forefront of everything. And he wants to win the crypto race. It's clear. He's going to go aggressive. I highly doubt he's going to just back away from this and crypto's just going to kind of fall into the background. I highly doubt it, especially with Barron Trump in his ear and Eric Trump in his ear. Probably not going to happen, everybody. So we're going to dig into the chart. So, I mean, Bitcoin right now, you can just see at this higher high resistance area. Before I do, just a quick shout out to crypto.com, sponsor of today's video. Hit the link below, everybody. Get signed up with them. Get one of these puppies, this metal card, Visa card. Just fun to use. I don't know how else to say it. Fun to use. They have rewards here depending on what tier you're in. You get CRO rewards on everyday spending. So imagine you're going out to dinner and all of a sudden you're getting 3.5% back on whatever you spent there in CRO. This isn't financial advice or anything, but when you're doing something like this, there's really no better time before like a parabolic altcoin season. And that's speculative, obviously, but CRO, Crow's token, you can get some really nice rewards. And so everybody just go hit it, download the app, get it on your phone. And their app is just really slick. They have a ton of features. This is just their card. So hit the link below. Thank you for sponsoring the video, crypto.com. And let's jump into, wow. I mean, this is a monthly total crypto market cap chart. I want to look at two total crypto market cap charts. This one, which is total crypto market cap, and then this one, which is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, and they're both bullish. This one is more just an altcoin chart. But if you go over total crypto market cap, and then we'll look at Bitcoin price action, here's what I really just want to point out on this chart. So first off, you all know where we are in terms of cycles. Here's Bitcoin halving. Here's Bitcoin halving last cycle. There it is 2 cycles ago. I know I repeat myself with this stuff a lot, but I just know there's a lot of there's new people that cruise through the videos. So this is the roadmap. This is the timeline. And then purple line altcoin season. That's Bitcoin dominance falling, Bitcoin dominance falling. What I want to point out on this monthly chart for total crypto market cap chart is if you look at the chart, we're kind of like in comparison to last cycle, right? We're here, you would say. We're right there in terms of the move, this next monthly candle. And even that's fine, right? Because you have a swing high, we have a bull market dip, and then we have another swing high. So we have months and months and months left of bull market. If this is the candle that we're in, right? That first month after altcoin season began last cycle, and then the first month this cycle. But here is the thing. When you look at momentum of this cycle so far, go to the momentum oscillators. This is why you don't just look at one single chart or one piece of single, data. You really have to, at least I do. I like to just analyze multiple just pieces of data flowing together to get a better picture. If you look at momentum now of where we are in the cycle, that's a different story. You can look at timeline, fine. We understand where we are generally. But when you look at momentum, check this out. In this month, after altcoin season started last cycle, the momentum oscillator was up here towards 90. Right now, we just entered overbought right around 75. And so we're kind of like right here of last cycle from a momentum perspective, meaning like how much upside is there for crypto? And not only that, you look at the stock RSI, it's kind of the same story. We were overbought already for a while on this quicker moving momentum oscillator. We were overbought at really, actually I should do at this moment, last cycle, a month after altcoin season, right? We were right here on the stock RSI. Very overbought for quite some time. We've not even, this is incredibly bullish, everybody. We've not even entered overbought territory on the quicker moving momentum oscillator, the stock RSI. So we can't just sit here and look at a monthly chart and be like, okay, I understand where we are. Here's altcoin season this time. We're the monthly candle after. Here's altcoin season this last time. Here we're in the monthly candle after. We can't just do that. We have to look at it from a momentum perspective, and we're more like right here last cycle before altcoin season started. So there's a lot of momentum to the upside is the point. You go to total crypto market cap chart, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and here is where we are. And it's really this, it's a very similar story. You can just look at altcoin season last cycle on this chart was overbought on the stock RSI for a while. We're not even overbought on the stock RSI. And that's of no surprise. I mean, these charts are very similar. This is just excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, just look at even the monthly chart. So, ton of room for a parabolic bull season. And if we're going to get a super cycle, if there's going to be a governmental race across the globe to scoop up Bitcoin, this is going to spark an absolute altcoin boom. It's going to be insane, everybody. That's just how it's going to play out. And anything can happen. I don't want to just say just 100% confidence. We know, I mean, anything can happen. Black Swan event, a lot of global things can happen, okay, to stifle this. But if we're just entering just a regular bull market season, and we have this confluence with a Bitcoin supply shock because of governments sweeping into Bitcoin, and not only just Bitcoin. Remember, the Trump administration is talking about the whole crypto. They're thinking about crypto capital gains for U.S. companies not having capital gains tax for U.S. based cryptos. So there's a lot more on the table right now, just not even having to do with Bitcoin, just crypto in general. I'm talking about XRP, Cardano, all that good stuff. So that's that. We have, I love this. I love the meme coin culture and meme coin holders. We have Pepe is greater than dog. I'll explain in like 20 seconds why that's not the case. But I respect your Pepe bullishness. I do. Pepe's bullish. It's just bullish. So that's total crypto market cap chart. Let's do some Bitcoin analysis. I mean, we can start on the Bitcoin dominance chart just to take a quick glance. We know the story. When I talk about altcoin season, the purple line on all these charts, this is where it's founded. It's founded here. This is Bitcoin dominance falling off this macro Fibonacci line that we were just waiting for. I don't know if you all have been here. If you were just here over the months, like leading into this red box, the lower high Fibonacci, waiting for, talking about, speculating, wondering, are we going to get an altcoin season? Smash the like button for me. And also in the comments, just be like, I don't know, press 1 so I can look over and just see that you all were here. Because what we were tracking was from swing high in 2017 on the Bitcoin dominance to swing low, that's altcoin season happening, all the way back to swing high, this lower high Fibonacci. And you can see last altcoin season, right at the lower end of the Fibonacci resistance, Bitcoin dominance falls into last altcoin season. And we're just waiting and wondering, is that going to happen again? And how far into this Fibonacci range, the 618 to 786, is Bitcoin dominance going to go? And it's just crazy. It's crazy to see this. And the timing of it after Bitcoin having compared to previous cycles, it's nuts. I can't get over it when I look at these charts. It is one of those things. It's like too good to be true. It seems like that. And I think I remember even last cycle when altcoin season started happening, the Bitcoin broke the bull market doors, if you remember, November 2020. I think I remember then because that was based on cyclical data when all of that bullishness was happening. I think I remember then being like, this is too good to be true. Are we about to get a crazy bull cycle? And we did. I think it could have been crazier if there weren't companies like Celsius and FTX being like, you know, doing what they're doing. But it's the same thing for me right now in my thought. And I understand, you know, all the charts could break. It might not play out. It always is in the back of my head, everybody. No matter how bullish I sound in my videos, I'm always thinking that way. Man, this thing could just fall apart. This might not happen. I always have to prepare because when you have risk exposure in these markets, you can't just think about the upside. You have to think about, you have to visualize, and you have to anticipate downside, the worst case scenarios. But anyway, I went off on a tangent. Daily, we had the break from the Fibonacci, and we're pulling into these moving averages. It's a great move, and it'll give us confirmations, right? We want to see Bitcoin pull into all these moving averages, even the 50. 50's up here around 58.7%, and maybe that just continues pulling into Bitcoin. Maybe, you know, it meets it somewhere, but are we going to get the continued resistance at this level? And then I think altcoin season really, you know, we've seen altcoins recently 200, 300, 400 more % gains. It's been crazy. But altcoin season can get way more crazier if we get that move. That move would be very reminiscent of what happened last cycle around this moment. Rejection off the Fibonacci, and then it pulls into these moving averages. You can see just kind of sideways for some time. We're looking at end of January 2021 to like March, beginning of April. So basically a couple of months, right? And then this is craziness altcoin season. And that's kind of the move we want to be prepared for because it comes very fast and it goes very fast. So that's Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin charts. Let's talk about the charts a little bit. $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts to be liquidated at 115,000. Let's liquidate them all. It'd be crazy. It would be crazy. So awesome weekly chart right now happening on the Bitcoin chart. We just had the highest weekly close. It would be nice if this is just like a weekly headline. You know, Bitcoin puts in highest weekly close ever because that's what just happened. It's a very nice headline. The weekly chart looking very nice for many different reasons. In terms of upside on the weekly compared to other bull markets, there could just be endless upside right now in terms of like the next coming months. All the way, my time frame is to October, just because we've seen how Bitcoin has operated across these cycles. And I just want to mention this, and then I'll get into the short-term resistance of Bitcoin happening right now. But if you look at last cycle, for instance, you can do what we did on the total crypto market cap chart. And I do this, I revisit cyclical data and I look at the history of it because we don't need to create a new blueprint. Like we have it. We see how Bitcoin operates. It's not rocket science. It's really not. But we go back, we look at last cycle, and I think we've done this even. We kind of compared the current consolidation of the RSI to right back here. And that was right. That move was happening right before altcoin season started last cycle. You can see the consolidation right around 20,000. Now we're getting a consolidation right around 100,000. The RSI cooling down. It's actually a little lower than it was back then. And then we still had so much bull market left. And even with the swing high into overbought, look where that happened. And we still had bull market left. This happened at like $39,000 and Bitcoin still put in 2 bull market highs. There was tons of bearish divergence all along that area. That's why you have to use multiple indicators when tracking these cycles. But now going to a little bit different looking cycle, which I think is very cool to have this. You see Bitcoin made its way to overbought, cool down, overbought, cool down, overbought, cool down, overbought, cool down. I would absolutely enjoy a bull market like this time. I don't know if we'll get it. There's a lot of volatility with that story. You can just see these massive dips back to the 20-week moving average. But look at the difference in between these cycles. So we could have either one of those happen, and either way, we could have months and months and months of bull market left. And really, if you look at this, after Bitcoin halving, We are just entering overbought on the weekly, and there is a ton of data that says, even on-chain data that says, we are just getting started in terms of Bitcoin. So going over to the 6-hour chart, I want to bring this up. You can just see very clearly this swing high resistance. I do want to point out, maybe Bitcoin breaks out, and the target is interesting to the upside, kind of in that 115 to 120 area, $115,000, $120,000 area, because we just looked at this, $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts to be liquidated. Could you imagine the pump if this happens? And we have the setup really in play on the 6-hour chart. Not sure we're going to get it, everybody. And it's kind of funny if you actually look at this chart. Let's see. So right here is like, it's over a week ago. It's like 11 days ago. And then here's 11 days later, breaking all-time high. And then you look at this. This is almost like exactly the same type of time frame between these two swing highs. So it's like we're getting these swing highs, and then, oh man, we got to suffer the dip and hear about how bearish Bitcoin looks. And then we get a swing high, all-time high, and then, man, we got to suffer the dip. Are we going to have to suffer the dip again is the question. We have targets to the downside. Right now on this chart even, it's sub 100 to the lower trend line. It's like 98,000. If I change this to a daily chart, you can just see all in there, right around 99,000 is the 20-day moving average. So that's a very key area. As you can tell from Bitcoin's parabolic move, it's been pulling into that area, which is incredibly bullish sign. But the question is, are we going to test it again? I want to zoom out because and this is just me in general, in my personal time, just kind of, especially actually preparing for videos, I really like to just look at this move that we had in October 2023. If you've been watching my videos, during this like crazy consolidation that Bitcoin was in, we were starting to compare the similarities of Bitcoin here to back here. And so I'm continuing to watch the similarities to see if that reflects, or when is it going to diverge and not do that, right? Because the move that would make sense right now is the breakout to the upside. If Bitcoin takes this entire move and repeats what happened right there. And you can just see Bitcoin made a really nice move to the upside, pulls into the 20 and then higher. So that's what I'm watching for. I'm not going to put the fractal. I did it the other day, but it's a very nice one. And the $115,000 target very much could be hit. And what's so great about that is $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts to be liquidated. How many dogs should I have? It's up to you, Sherry. We all have different portfolios, different risk tolerance, different situations, whatever you're comfortable with. I don't give financial advice ever. The one thing that I do say is, just don't spend more than you can afford. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose in crypto. And, you don't want to be going to bed biting your nails and just like not sleeping at night. So it's really different for everybody. But dog has a lot of upside. A lot of people in the chat saying, how do you buy dog? It's very simple. I mean, this is summed up very quick. Dog on Xverse Wallet, swap BTC. Xverse Wallet. So Digital Asset News, Rob over there at Digital Asset News, he did a video about it. You can go to YouTube, not now, after this video, but you go put how to buy dog, memecoin on Bitcoin. And Rob's video will probably pop up, Digital Asset News, and he shows you very easily. Download the Xverse Wallet. So just read in the comments, everybody. Let's pivot over. Let's look at some altcoins. We got some ADA and that resistance. So the thing about ADA that I just wanted to mention, it's nothing crazy. I really like the ADA chart right now. I mean, that's not a surprise. You all know I like the ADA chart back here. We were waiting for this move. But the reason why is because I like that we have that red weekly candle. I really do like that. Did Total Crypto Market Cap give us a red weekly candle? Let me see. Yes. So I just like this. And I don't know if there might be another one, okay? But I very much like to see red candles right now. I need to see red candles to be bullish because I get nervous when there's not red candles. This is a weekly chart. And we actually just looked at the total crypto market cap. This is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then I'll get over to ADA charts. But we were talking about how momentum is kind of like more here, right? And just notice there's a couple red weekly candles sprinkled throughout there. Then we get a really nice parabolic move, another red candle. So red weekly candles are good. I'm happy it happened. Maybe we get another one this week. I don't know. But let's see. We did just get the 20 week crossing the 50 and getting some separation right now. So we are very early in the move. But going back to ADA, my point being, I like that we got this red candle. If you go last cycle, and really this is just a foundational piece of the charts now. So I'm going to continue just talking about it a lot. It's the bull market doors. Once we escape the bull market doors, I should say, if we escape the bull market doors, I will stop talking about them, but you can just see the resistance. And last cycle, it was the same exact thing, this bull market door area. Some people might be like, what's a bull market door? And for me, it's my macro bull market entry for a Cardano chart. Bitcoin has its own on my videos, but it's different. It's a different data point. But for ADA, it's very much the swing high coming into the 2018 bear market to the 20 week before going lower. That area was the bull market doors last cycle. And so this last bear market pulling into that 20 week before going really lower into the depths of the bear market, that area is a very key area for ADA right now. And you can even see this weekly wick. And I've talked about this a lot. The timeline of this is nuts and it looks crazy, the similarities. But you can see we had a red weekly candle, and right around this moment last time, we had 2 red weekly candles in a row. So maybe we get another red weekly candle right now with more volatility below $1, right? It could happen. And it's just, who knows how the candle will close, where it will close. But one thing I do know, it would be normal. And we would just have to just live through it and survive it in a very similar way that we did back here. And we know what happened next. And there's no guarantees that happens, but you know, if we get an altcoin season, I'm pretty confident ADA is going to have an incredible breakout. 20-week moving average also just crossing above the 50-week moving average. We always anticipate not only consolidation, but throwbacks. So I'm not even like being as bearish as I really should be, which is to say, you know, at the very least, revisiting the 200-week moving average, it is in play, everybody. I'm just not sitting here talking about it. But when we get 20-week moving averages or 20-day moving averages, whatever chart you're looking at, crossing above a 50, my rule of thumb is, especially when you get overextended, you kind of want to meet those areas for support. So whether it's a really insane volatile dip to hit the support, or it's just kind of sideways consolidation, right? Slow and steady, pulling those in before, boom, going higher after support. However that is, that's generally my kind of rule of thumb with analysis. But you know, altcoin season just started. I'm not gonna flood my streams with too much bearishness. Somebody said, "What about ETH?" So let's look at ETH, and then I'm gonna look at DOG. Ethereum. Look at Ethereum above 4,000, trying to do its thing. Ethereum continues to be a very key chart for me, kind of like a bull market indicator. You know, there's so much talk about the bull market's over. I see a lot of bears out there. You know, I definitely see more bulls, that's for sure. But when I look at an Ethereum chart, it's not even really broken like these previous swing highs that were back in February, May area, let alone last all-time high. So Ethereum is the OG of altcoins. Ethereum has so much institutional interest and accumulation. I think I was just seeing there's been a lot of institutional accumulation on Ethereum. I think this is the quiet before the storm for the Ethereum chart. And that is a very nice reflection of the quiet before the storm for altcoins and altcoin season. So that's Ethereum. I mean, there's not we know what the analysis is. It's a massive macro upper trend line, this symmetrical triangle, target to the upside, like, you know, up here in the $18,000 range. And I'm just kind of sitting here waiting to see if Ethereum's going to get its just massive breakout, you know, maybe overnight while we're sleeping, one of these days just goes crazy. So that's Ethereum. I did actually want to, I wanted to get back to ADA because I didn't talk about the zoomed in. So I started the video mentioning 20-day moving average resistance right now on ADA. And you can just see right now, $1.10, right below that 20-day moving average, a little iffy. I will say, I posted about this earlier on X. If you go to a 6 hour, there's really this potential nice setup. I don't really know if it's going to happen, but it's like an inverse head and shoulders with a falling neckline. Target to the upside is $1.50. So if crypto is like not even going to wait until January, and we're going to have just maybe some nice end of December run, this is very much in play for ADA. Somebody commented thinking I'm crazy, but this is in play in the 6 hour. I don't know exact time frame of when this would happen, but over the course of the next couple of weeks or so, if we're getting bullish and this consolidation's over, that's a very nice target for ADA. But I digress, and we go back to the daily chart, and we do have, let me get rid of this. We do have the kind of resistance right now below the 20-day moving average. So I would say the 20-day moving average, kind of an important area for ADA right now, $1.11. And you can just see, look at it, just hugging it, wrapping around it for days now. So very curious to see if ADA can manage to break above that. Of course, while I talk about it, just get a nice red candle. I should just stay on this chart and stare at it. We can just like capitulate down to $1. Let's go. Let's see. Okay, let's move over. Let's talk about Dog. I posted this a little bit earlier on X. The mission for Dog is clear. Flip Doge and flip $1. And by the way, I'm not the only one that thinks that. You know, it's so in play, and I've done videos I've talked about very much. I'm not going to sit here and talk about how that can happen, but it's very simple. Number one meme coin on Bitcoin, and if it catches the right wind and the right narrative, it's game on, everybody. I don't know when the masses will start being like, oh wow, that's in play. Maybe it's at 29 cents, right? Maybe it's at, you know, I don't know where it's going to be at, but we're going to track the story. Dog, through this altcoin season, will be an overperformer. And I've been talking about this for months. If Dog gets to 10 billion, right now, by the way, it's just under $1 billion. If it gets to $10 billion market cap, $20 billion market cap, it's pumping, it's getting listed on tier ones. If that happens, it will be officially a race happening on this chart. And this is why I have this chart, and I've been tracking this chart. This is Doge last cycle. Because, again, I don't know when people will start believing that this is possible, but if we get into this territory up here, and I don't know when it would happen in this altcoin season, Dog is going to have the best narrative, the best headline of the cycle, and that is going to be Dog versus Doge. And that's where the script will flip. Because people will realize, man, Doge does have a ridiculously high market cap. Dog is number one meme coin on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has meme coins. What? Like most people don't even understand that yet. So really bullish. But Leonidas posted earlier, I wanted to bring this up on this piece of Dog chart. Must Stop Murad just spoke publicly about Dog for the first time. I don't know if you're on X, but this guy is like the meme coin guy. So he has his whole meme coin thesis, meme coin super cycle thesis. He's like the guy that everybody follows for meme coins. And this is a clip of him.
I am quite bullish on Dog as well. It is the most decentralized coin.
It's great to see that this guy's bullish on Dog. It's very good. But what he mentioned there in like 1 to 2 seconds at the end, listen to once
I
again.
am quite bullish on Dog as well. It is the most decentralized coin.
It is the most decentralized coin. So when you're looking at this chart, Dog zoomed out, and you're looking at this chart, right? Dog zoomed out with Doge on it. If there's a case for Dog to flip Doge, this is why. It is decentralized. This has the Bitcoin ethos behind it, behind how it was built. And what is great is you can see back here, it survived an 80-some% dip down into the $100-some million market cap, this thing. This thing, the unicorn move of this altcoin cycle went down that low. And you better believe there were a lot of people accumulating down there. But right now, I just want to say, I mean, and I'm going to continue tracking this. And if we get to the end of the bull market and this thing just doesn't perform, then I'll take the L. I will gladly just sit here and be like, y'all saw. As part of it, as part of my bull market crypto journey, and that was not a good play. I will sit here and say that, you know, and I'm not here to convince anybody to buy Dog. I'm just very much tracking my value investment plays. And really, besides ADA, this is one. That sounds crazy, but everybody, meme coins are not, they are serious. Meme coins are a joke. They're crazy, but they're serious. I said before, because, you know, I think in the last couple of weeks, Van Eck, they have like a meme coin index, because this is a serious piece of the crypto space right now, whether you like it or not. So when you have one on Bitcoin, it's just a one-time thing. There's one shot at this, a meme coin like this. There's one shot at this. And if there's ever going to be a meme coin that flips Doge, it would probably be something like this. Remember how we started the video. Trump confirms Bitcoin reserve plans, $15 trillion price boom predicted. Dog is free and fair, decentralized. It's on Bitcoin. Yes. Meme coins mean business. This is true. Anyway, that's my thought. Sorry to do a live stream and ruin the crypto pump, everybody, but we can resume pumping in the live stream. I'll go hang out. I'll go lay low, and we can resume. Let's see if Bitcoin can break through this upper trend line. Truly, it is really resistant. So targets to the downside, I'll just end with this. 20-day moving average, once again, down here below 100,000, 99,000, and lower trend line right around 90, 97, 98,000. So maybe Bitcoin just trickles into that area. Maybe it doesn't need to get that low, but it tests $100,000 again to see if there's support there. Just be careful out there, everybody. We know we're in a bull market. Larger dips can happen, obviously. It's a pattern. So what happens if we break the lower end of the pattern? We're back into the 80s. So be prepared for those moves. We're bullish, but we're really mainly bullish on the zoomed out. When it comes to the short-term price volatility, anything goes. We just have to be prepared and just kind of track it day to day. So I appreciate you. If you're out there watching this video, please subscribe. I try and bring, you know, updated price action, Bitcoin, altcoins, crypto news, all that good stuff, and we'll continue to do so. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, turn notifications on, and hit the like button. Appreciate your support. I will see you all in the next video. Crypto, you may resume your pump. Have an awesome night. God bless.